Here's my list of the top 9 or 10 things that parents can do to help manage electronics in their home. The first thing I would say is to delay the onset of electronic activity. So avoid screen time with young children, postpone smartphone use until later adolescence as far as you can. I know that's going to be counterculture, but you want your family to be one that's different. You want your family to have these convictions and values because you know what success looks like later in life. And so that's why you're making these decisions. So delay, that's the first thing. I think we often have to then inspire our kids or require, if we can't just inspire them, we'll require healthier forms of entertainment and comfort. I think we want to encourage things like creativity and reading and physical activity with our children. Another thing that I think we can do is park those cell phones overnight and during meals or in the car and during family time. We set certain limits on them so that those limits then provide children with the internal limits that they need that they're unwilling to do themselves. So children who lack self-control need more parental control. I think that means also we set limits on the availability of electronics. So we avoid electronics use in private places, such as bedrooms, or we put computers in common areas. We require children to come out of their rooms, and that will help in some ways because what it does is it prevents them from isolating. So we're setting these limits on children and creating structures again. You can't spend time in your bedroom, especially with electronics. So you want to spend some time in your bedroom, leave all the electronics out here. If you want to take a nap or something else, then fine. I think we also have to teach children to be relationally available. I really like the idea of when a child has headphones in and they're walking around the house, they have to keep one ear open or unoccupied with a headphone while walking around the house. It just demonstrates this relational availability in common areas of the home. Look for ways to set parental controls. I think that's another good instruction that parents can use. Limit the apps and the content that children and young people have access to, and use the parental controls that are available for you, both with your provider of internet, so you can stop it there, but also with the cellular data that your child has. So you're using the parental controls that are there, and if those aren't working, then you're physically controlling the phone by taking it or moving the computer or something along that line. I think another good thing that parents can do is to require accountability of their kids. You want to check their internet history and their texting and their social media interaction. I think you can use apps to monitor those things, and new ones keep coming out all the time. I think both the use and the content need to be reported to parents so parents can be watching what's going on. Another thing that I think parents want to do is they want to continually teach their children about worldliness and the dangers of addiction and socially appropriate interaction and conduct with electronics. So we're talking to children and being proactive and teaching them about those things. I think another thing we want to do is plan family times and alternatives to electronic engagement. Sometimes those are physical activities or games or service project or just face-to-face interaction. It is not your job to be the cruise director for your child. And your child may want to pass that off to you and say, I'm bored because I don't have anything to do. Well, that's not my problem. You need to solve that. And there's lots of things you can do when you're bored besides electronics in order to engage yourself in life. I think that many parents make the mistake of using cell phones saying, my child has to have a cell phone for safety purposes. He's 10 years old. And I say, well, wait just a minute. You're giving him a cell phone for safety purposes, but look at all the dangers you're opening up for him. I think there's a huge potential for dangers with the cell phone. Those are some specific things that I think parents could implement right away.